It's the Ian and Ian show. It's the Ian and Ian show.
Kaboom! Hello and welcome to this, the 5th episode of the Ian and Ian show. By this point I'm pretty sure my name's Ian.
I'm pretty sure my name is Ian too. If you haven't seen us before, we're a retrospective show. We look back at classic audio and visual from the past.
Yeah, we're a little bit like Carl Reese from Terminator, but like if he'd have gone back in time to save Sarah Connor and instead just went to the cinema and watched a bunch of films.
Or like Beavis and Butthead and just stayed at home watching TV.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to this week, man?
Oh man, you know me, it was all about the wrestling, man. There's Survivor Series Sunday.
Alright, cool.
First appearance of Sting in the WWE.
Sting, man, the police. Sting. Sting's
Not
a wrestler?
No.
It was all about peace and love.
No, there was a guy called Sting. He was in this promotion called WCW. When the WWF bought WCW, they got most of their wrestlers and their contracts. But he was the one elusive wrestler who never went over. Now it's like, what, 10, 15 years later, he's finally signed for the WWE, finally made his first appearance this Sunday, and it was exciting, it was good.
That's wicked, man.
Yeah. What have you been up to, man?
Man, I've been listening to a lot of Brian Jonestown Massacre. I love this band so much, I can never get enough of them.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never heard of them.
Oh,
man.
dude, real great band from San Francisco around the sort of mid-90s. They were good friends with the Dandy Warhols, and there's a great documentary about them called Dig. Check that out. Check out the band, the Brian Jonestown Massacre. You'll really like it. You know, just very psychedelic, just lovely, you know, acoustic guitars everywhere.
Cool.
Great album, man.
Sounds good.
Cool. So, should we move on?
Yeah, let's start this week's show.
Yeah, how are we going to do it?
Fucking have some of this. Bam, bam.
It's the movie of the week. It's the movie of the week.
Boom! Oh my god, our movie of the week this week.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. This movie is so good, man. Honestly.
I love Arnie in this, man.
Oh, dude, one of his finest hours. That and Predator, definitely. What can I say about this movie? It is literally incredible. I cannot believe it was made in 1990. It looks that good.
Very similar to Blade Runner, that same sort of feel, that sort of future setting.
Makes you think a lot as well.
Yeah.
Directed by Paul Verhoeven. Paul Verhoeven is one of my favourite directors. He's done some amazing films. RoboCop. He directed the first RoboCop. Starship Troopers. Love Starship Troopers so much.
Great movie, man. Great movie.
What else did he do? I mean, showing his Dutch side of his nationality there. He did Basic Instinct.
And Sharon Stone.
With Sharon Stone, who's also in Total Recall. And Showgirls.
Speaking of Sharon Stone, this is one of her.
I thought you was going to say
moments.
speaking of Showgirls.
I've never seen Showgirls, man.
I have.
Oh, dude.
It's terrible.
Dude.
It's so bad. I don't even know if you could classify it as softcore porn, it's that shit. But yeah.
Who's the bad guy in this, man? Like the sort of Chancellor guy.
The man, Ronnie. Give these people air, Cohagen. Yeah, the guy who plays Cohagen, Ronnie Cox. I love Ronnie Cox. He was also in RoboCop, directed by Paul. Obviously, like I said, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Dude, he was Detective Bogerman of Beverly Hills Cop. Another set of films that I love. Well, the first two were good. But yeah, he's awesome, man. I love him. He's a great actor. Also, Michael Ironside. He's quite a well-known guy. He plays Rick. See you at the party, Richter. He plays Richter.
He's also in Starship Troopers, yeah?
Yeah, he was in Starship Troopers. He was like the drill commander. Well, no, he wasn't the drill commander. He was the guy who led the unit on.
It was Rico's next, so it was whoever he was, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, that was a fucking fantastic film, man. Who else was in it?
Who was the chick?
Melina, the woman who played Melina was like Rachel Ticotin or something, I think her name was.
She was in Con Air, right?
Con Air, yeah, she was. She was one of the prison guards on the plane, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's just honestly such a great movie, man.
You can't really talk about the plot again, really, because you can't really give too much away. Mars is involved.
Mars is involved.
People get shot.
He's a secret agent. I can say that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my god, the special effects in this film.
Who was the guy down in special effects? He's quite famous.
Rob Bottin. He's not. He's famous in my world because I'm the biggest geek on the planet.
Extra geek points.
Rob Bottin.
Yeah.
Rob Bottin. You've probably never heard of Rob Bottin, but he's done a lot of movies. He actually did the special effects on RoboCop. Again, another film where the effects in that movie for
the
its
time were insane.
Dude, there's a bit in that movie
No
where
CGI.
RoboCop's got his head off and you can see his face, and then it's like on the rest of his robot body. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone would struggle to do that now with CGI, let alone with how he did it back in the day. He also did did you ever see The Thing, John Carpenter film?
Yeah, Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, he did the effects in there. And I think, again, incredible effects for the time. Absolutely,
totally, man. That was really early.
It was great. Randomly, he also did effects on Basic Instinct, again, another Paul Verhoeven film, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas as well, apparently. Yeah, pretty
Sick
cool.
movie. One more time for the camera.
Oh, honestly, we say this a lot on this show, but if you haven't watched this film, I will judge you forever. It is so good. Go out, buy Total Recall, and watch it. It's fantastic.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So, let's move on, shall we? I'm going to switch to
move on.
bullet time, yeah? Shotgun!
Oh, shit.
It's the album of the week. It's the album of the week.
Everything you say to me,
one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break.
I need a little room to breathe.
One step closer to the edge.
And I'm about to break. Oh, man. Dude,
Linkin
that was
Park,
awesome.
man.
That was awesome. Yeah, our album of the week this week, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Wow, the only one of their albums that I personally think is worth a damn.
Oh, by far.
The rest of them are... But yeah, this album is brilliant. For lack of a better word, just absolutely brilliant, man.
Very much an album of its time,
Yeah.
released in 2000.
Whoa,
really,
has it been that long?
Yeah, man,
Wow.
14 years old.
Wow.
Off the back of bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit, yeah, that kind of new metal era that was going through at the time, and it really captured the time. When you listen back 14 years later, you just hear how crisp the production was.
Oh, it was so good,
How
man.
nice would it be to have your first album released on Warner, man?
Dude, right? I mean, I got this album when I was 15. My brother got it for me as a Christmas present. I'm pretty sure it was a re-gift, to be honest with you. But I loved it still all the less, man. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I would just play it start to finish on a loop whilst playing PlayStation.
Nice,
it really does take me back. I love it.
Man. I remember playing this at the skate park.
Yeah,
Wicked.
just kicking it on the half pipe, yeah, man. But like, you look at the track list here, man, just pure gold. You got Paper Cut to begin with, man. It's fine, night today. Something inside's not right today. Why am I so uptight today? Paranoia is all I got left. Oh, man.
One Step Closer.
Which we obviously started with. So I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break with you. Now I see, even when I close my eyes with you.
Points of Authority was a big single.
Forfeit the game before somebody else takes you out of the frame. Put your name to shame, cover up your face. You can't run the race, the pace is too fast, you just won't last. Bow! Oh,
Still
man.
remember it, man.
Crawling in my sin. Oh, man. Before it turns into karaoke hour up in here, we love this album, man. Oh, and in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've got to do one more, because one of my favourites on here.
Pushing
Me Away. Why I gotta walk away. Why I play myself this way. Now I see you're testing me. Pushes me away. Oh man, there's so many. Literally, I think out of the 12 songs on here, 10 of them at least could have been singles on their own.
Definitely,
Brilliant.
yeah, great
Brilliant album, man. I do have to say that they were the first sort of manufactured rock band.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed opinion about this, and certainly as they started off, I think they were quite exciting to everybody. And as they gained popularity, though, you had the cool kids.
Yeah, they just jumped off the back. They were the first ones on the bandwagon, but as soon as everyone else started liking it, they were like, "Oh no, I don't like it anymore." But it's brilliant, man. It's anyone who does turn around and say, "Well, they were a manufactured band. The label put them together." Who gives a shit? They were awesome.
Yeah,
it was a great album. I don't care. I don't care if Simon Cowell put them together.
No, it's all about the music, man.
Yeah, it was a brilliant, brilliant album. Like I said, if you haven't listened to any Linkin Park, I personally feel this is the only album worth a damn. Please go out, please buy this album, and give it a listen, because there's a good reason it's our album of the week. We love it.
Yeah.
I've actually got a present for you, dude.
I do. Thanks, man. What you got?
It's the comedian of the week. It's the comedian of the week.
Boom!
This week's comedian of the week is Jimmy
Mr.
Carr.
Jimmy Carr. If you say it quickly in a Jamaican accent, Jimmy Carr. In his own words, one of the biggest faces of British comedy.
Literally.
Yeah, he's great, man. I mean, what do people know him best from?
Probably 8 out of 10 cats.
I'd say 8 out of 10 cats. Yeah, everyone loves that shit.
Love the countdown one.
Dude, I love 8 out of 10 cats does countdown. When he's like, when the countdown clock's going, he's just doing all this random crap in the background.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man. So funny.
And 10 o'clock live.
Yeah, I love that show with David Mitchell, Lauren Laverne, and
Charlie
Brooker.
Yeah.
Charlie Brooker's awesome, but that's a different guy for a different day.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's
Also the Big Fat Quiz.
Big Fat Quiz
Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Big
I
Fat
love
Quiz of the
that
80s.
show. Oh man, I wish they just did one every week. I really do.
Big
I
Fat Quiz of the Week.
absolutely love that, man. But yeah, he's. I mean, you struck on something I thought that was quite poignant of him earlier.
It's about the suit, yeah?
Yeah,
Well, this
yeah.
sort of thing, he's very much a one-line comedian, and he's obviously very well dressed and suited up. But when you actually listen to his material, it's exceptionally raw.
So
and
close
I think
to the bone.
the fact that he's suited and booted, and you know,
It
kind of
softens
dilutes
that blow.
it. Yeah, it softens the glow of it.
And there's almost an innocence to the way he tells them as well. And it's quite funny. There was one I watched recently when he was saying about how if you have problem with public speaking, the best way is to imagine your audience naked. But don't actually let your audience know they're imagining you naked. And he just stands there, stares at some hot girl in the front rows. He said, what was the other thing? It doesn't work very well if you work at a primary school. He has some crazy one-liners as well. I liked venison's deer, isn't it? Yeah. How does a dog with no nose smell? Of badger blood. Like I said, quite raw, quite close to the bone.
And never heckled a guy, man.
No, never heckle him, man. I remember there was one guy who heckled him on a show, and I thought it was so funny. He was saying, you know, I was actually having sex with your mum the other night, and she warned me about you. She's like, watch out for him, he'll be coming to the show, he's a right wrong 'un. At least I think she was talking to me. I wasn't the only guy in the room. And her mouth was full.
Absolute legend, man. One more time for the camera, a man of many faces, Mr. Jimmy Carr.
Go check him out. Awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, dude, you know we talked about Doom the other week.
Yeah.
I got one of the miniguns. I mean, just
Seriously?
bullet time. Bullet time.
Oh, shit.
It's the game of the week. It's the game of the week.
Boom. This week's game of the week is Street
Fighter. What?
Wow.
This game is huge. Everyone's heard of Street Fighter. Everyone loves it. Great game. I was always terrible at it, to be honest with you, but it didn't stop me from loving it. I remember going around friends' houses when I was really young and just like getting the SNES out, just playing Super Street Fighter 2 and just probably getting my ass whipped, but it didn't stop me having a great time.
Oh man, I remember back in the day before I had a Super Nintendo, we used to have to go down the local kebab shop and play it on the coin-op arcade machine. Just spending my pocket money down there playing Street Fighter.
Oh man, I wasted so much money on these cabinets, it was just stupid. But yeah, great games. I quite liked, a lot of people don't realise this, but over in Japan, the main boss, who over here was called M. Bison, was actually called Vega.
Yeah.
And the Balrog over here became M. Bison because the boxer Mike Tyson, they didn't want to avoid getting sued for likenesses and stuff. And then Vega, the weird Wolverine glove guy, was Balrog over in Japan. I thought that was a nice little fascinating fact there for you.
Yeah, a little geek point.
A little geek point for me.
I'm playing this Ryu right now. Ian's playing the Zangief. I've got the Hiroken, the Dragon Punch, and the Perfectus Barocas.
I tell you what though, if you like Street Fighter and you're going to your documentaries, there's a great one to watch called King of Chinatown, and it's basically about these two guys on the two guys on the pro Street Fighter circuit who are just like bitter rivals, basically just trying to beat each other in Street Fighter, and it's an absolutely great documentary, well worth watching. I love these games, like I said.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at them, but it doesn't stop me enjoying them.
Yeah, who were the other characters? You had Ryu and Ken, you had Guile.
Kung Lee.
Yeah.
Chick.
Dao Sim, the
Dao
Indian.
Sim, yeah.
Blanca.
Blanca, I was about to say Blanca. Zangief, obviously.
Balrog and the
Balrog,
enemies, Vega, and Bison, Sagat.
Sagat, yeah. I love
Obviously, they had a
him.
few new characters popped into it here and there, didn't they?
Yeah. It's honestly such a great game. Everyone's heard of it.
And a terrible movie.
It was an awful movie.
Kylie
Awful.
Minogue and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. But yeah, our game of the week, the franchise, Street Fighter, amazing.
Nice, man, nice. Cool, man. So, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
No worries, man. Cool.
Samurai sword! Game over.
It's the TV show of the week. It's the TV show of the week.
Boom! Our TV show of the week this week. I'm super excited for this one, dude.
Totally, man.
One of my favourite shows. I think we've actually managed to, for once, pick something that maybe not a lot of people have actually seen.
I think people will be really surprised by how great this show is.
It's amazing. The brilliant, the fantastic, Ideal. Oh man, great show. Originally started on BBC Three.
Oh yeah, one of the original shows on BBC.
Yeah, it was actually. I mean, you can tell when you start watching it, it's not really a show that's going to end up on sort of terrestrial TV, really.
Not really with the content.
No, but it is fucking brilliant. It is absolutely awesome.
Starring the great Johnny Vegas.
I love Johnny Vegas. The thing I always loved most about Johnny Vegas was how he got his career, how he started his career in comedy. Was he went to a stand-up show, basically. The guy on stage, Johnny Vegas, started heckling him, and he's like, well, if you think you can do better, why don't you come up here and give it a try? And he did, and he smashed it.
Nice.
Been a comedian ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, great show. Basically, the premise is he's a small-time weed dealer, and basically they just show him throughout the day with all the different customers visiting him.
Yeah.
But there's some great characters in this show.
Yeah, you've got his best friend who's a police officer who's kind of a bit bent. He busts.
It was only ever called PC, wasn't it?
Yeah, everyone. His name was always referred to as PC,
PC,
but there's
yeah.
one random episode towards the end where they revealed that his real name is Phil Collins.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why he doesn't ever
That's
do
awesome.
PC. So, and of course, throughout the day, you've got this sort of, you've got Brian, his gay best friend, always turns up with a young guy.
Isn't he scrummy?
He's scrummy. Who is actually played by Graham Duff. Who
Yeah, Graham Duff, who wrote the show. Yeah, that's always a kind of a weird one. I quite liked that, though.
Yeah.
Then there was the woman Judith who lived across the hall.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actress's name, but she's been in loads of stuff recently. She was in The Thick of It with the Armando Iannucci show and all that. But yeah, she was great. I remember there was one series where she gets as you can see here, she gets a bee's head stuck to her, and she ends up this guy Cartoon Head, who you can just about make out here, who also has a mouse's head attached to him. Falls in love with her because, hey, why wouldn't he fall in love with her?
Just got a mask on.
Just another cartoon head. There was Nikki, her girlfriend.
Yeah.
To say they had a bit of a turbulent relationship's an understatement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was his brother Troy, who used to live in
Troy
his
FM.
Troy FM. Yeah, I love that, man. Jenny was like a dim-witted sort of council estate girl.
Yeah, she never knew if she had a kid or not.
Yeah. And then, she was like, the father of her baby was like a school kid or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, Colin, he was Colin I loved because he just showed up everywhere he showed up, every episode. I'm on probation. It's just brilliant. Your favourite character?
Psycho Paul. It's not reasonable, Paul. It's Psycho Paul.
Oh man, I love this show. I thought it was great. I mean, I used to have a free-to-air satellite in my room, and I was flicking through the channels one night, and Ideal came on, and it was just Johnny Vegas. He was sat on his sofa, and he's got this bong in front of him, and he's just giving this like heartfelt speech to this bong. He's like, you know, it's time for me to grow up. I need to mature. I need to move on. We've had some great times together, but it's time for me to move on. Throws it in the bin. Ends up whipping out an even bigger bong. Oh, it's just brilliant. And then later on, he pulls the old bong out of the bin. He's like, I just can't let you go.
Remember the band on there? There's this band called Silicon
Valleys,
Yeah.
But it was like it spelled valleys as in valets.
Yeah.
Silicon Valleys. Yeah. Oh my god.
The typical like sort of local band that just constantly talk about themselves.
Yeah, like that's all they cared about. Yeah. But this show was brilliant, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised it's up to Series 7. I don't think I've watched them all. Because to be honest with you, I had no idea Sean Locke was in it. And why he has tits. I have no idea.
Basically, this is the mother of Brian's son.
Okay.
Who Brian has previously slept with.
Okay.
And he finds out is his dad. And so Sean Locke has had a sex change. He used to be a woman, now he's a man. but still has boobs.
Because why not?
To explain that one.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
Very surreal plot, lots of evil little twists in the
Yeah.
background, but just funny throughout.
That's
Great show.
Great show.
Watch it from the
Literally,
start.
like I said, you probably haven't seen this show. Please go watch it. It is absolutely fantastic.
Little shot of Graham Duff in there.
Hey! But yeah, our TV show of the week, a fantastic show, well worth watching. Ideal.
Well, that wraps up the show. Thank you all for watching.
I've had a great time this
I've had a
week.
great time too. Little shout out to Dave next door.
Hi, Dave. Yeah, so I've been Ian.
I've also been Ian, and this has been the Ian and Ian show.
Oh, dude, what the hell is that?
Incoming!
It's the Ian. It's the Ian and Ian show. It's the Ian. It's the Ian and Ian show.